Hello friends, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to start a new series of art and culture. I will be covering the chapters through Nitin Singhania book, and the first two chapters of Nitin Singhania book includes the Indian architecture, sculpture and pottery. This is the first chapter, and the second chapter is of Indian paintings. So these two chapters are very important and they are very detailed. So I will be as I do the task for you guys, like I will be covering everything and I will be telling you everything whatever is there in the book, so that you don't have to read the book again. So these two chapters I'm going to explain, they are going to be very big and I will be explaining in detail everything. Usually these chapters are big only, so they will be taking a few slides to cover these chapters. So I will be doing one thing, like I will be dividing these chapters into different parts and then I will cover it, so that it is even not boring for you. Okay guys, so you will have to bear with me and you will have to see lectures one by one, part wise part. So let's start with the first chapter, that is Indian architecture, sculpture and pottery. Okay, so let's get started. So in this first slide, I'm going to explain you the difference between the architecture and the sculptures. So what is basically the architecture is and what is the sculpture? We can see the difference between two from the point of view of their size and scope, the materials used, the principle and examples we will see later on. So what is architecture? Architecture refers to the design and construction of the building, whereas sculptures are relatively small, three-dimensional work of art. So architecture is something we are talking about on a very magnificent and a big way, like construction of a building. And sculptures, on the other hand, they are something three-dimensional thing, that is construction of a statue and all that. Materials used, it uses a mixture of various types of materials like stone, wood, glass, metal, sand. Whereas sculptures, a single piece of sculpture is usually made up of single type of material. सो यहाँ पे हमने देखा गाइस कि आर्किटेक्चर जो होता है, जैसे कि अगर हम कोई बिल्डिंग, कोई इमारत बना रहे हैं तो वो आर्किटेक्चर में आता है. जैसे अगर हम कोई एग्जांपल ले लें तो ताजमहल का या फिर रेड फोर्ट का, तो इसको ऑब्वियसली बनाने के लिए हमें एक एक्यूरेट मेजरमेंट और बहुत डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मटेरियल का यूज़ हुआ होगा. इसीलिए हम इसको आर्किटेक्चर बोलते हैं. इसके प्रिंसिपल में हम देखेंगे, इट इन्वॉल्व्स स्टडी ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग एंड इंजीनियरिंग मैथमेटिक्स रिक्वायर डिटेल्ड एंड एक्यूरेट मेजरमेंट. सो आर्किटेक्चर एक ऐसा बिल्डिंग का कंस्ट्रक्शन हम बोल सकते हैं जहाँ पे हमको एक्यूरेट मेजरमेंट, मैथमेटिकल इंजीनियरिंग की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, और वहाँ पे जो बनाते हैं उसको डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मटेरियल से बनाते हैं. जबकि स्कल्पचर्स वो होता है जहाँ पे हमको ऐसा कोई, it involves creativity and imagination, may not depend as heavily on accurate measurement. Example, Nataraj image and the dancing girl. So यहाँ पे बोला जा रहा है कि स्कल्पचर वो चीज़ होती है, जैसे कि अगर किसी मूर्तिकार ने एक मूर्ति बनाया तो वो उसकी कम्प्लीटली इमेजिनेशन और क्रिएटिविटी पे डिपेंड करता है. यहाँ पे उसको कोई एक्यूरेट मेजरमेंट की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. तो यहाँ ज़रूरी नहीं है कि उसको नॉलेज हो इंजीनियरिंग मैथमेटिक्स का, और ये एक सिंगल पीस ऑफ मटेरियल से बन जाता है. एक मूर्ति एक ही चीज़ ऑफ मटेरियल से बन सकता है. जैसे कि इसका एग्जांपल्स नटराज की मूर्ति और डांसिंग गर्ल जो हमें हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन मोहनजोदारो में मिला था वो है. तो ये बेसिक डिफरेंस होता है आर्किटेक्चर और स्कल्पचर्स का. आई होप आप लोगों को समझ में आया हो. नाउ मूविंग नेक्स्ट. So in this chapter, we are going to study about the Indian architecture. So Indian architecture has been divided into three parts basically. We will be covering the ancient India, medieval India and modern India. So in ancient India also there is 5 subdivisions. We will be first be talking about Harappan art, then we will be going to Mauryan art, then post Mauryan, then Gupta and then South Indian art. So हमें पता है कि जब से हमें मानव सभ्यता का, जब से हमें जागरूकता हुई है, हमने जाना है। तो हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन फर्स्ट सिविलाइजेशन है जहाँ से हमें पता है। तो हम पहले हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन को कवर करते हुए मौर्यन, पोस्ट मॉडर्न, गुप्ता और साउथ इंडियन आर्ट तक जाएंगे। फिर मिडिवल टाइम पे हमें पता है कि सबसे पहला दिल्ली सल्तनत था और फिर मुगल आर्ट आया, तो हम ये दोनों कवर करेंगे। फिर मॉडर्न इंडिया में इंडो गोथिक स्टाइल एंड न्यू रोमन स्टाइल, हम ये कवर करेंगे। So guys, let's get started with Harappan art and architecture in this video. So in ancient India, the first one is the Harappan art and architecture. So what was Harappan art? Harappan civilization था क्या? पहले थोड़ा उस पे overview डालते हैं। तो a flourishing civilization on the bank of river Indus in the second half of the third millennium BC and spread across the larger part of the northwest and the west India. This is also known as Harappan civilization or the Indus Valley civilization. A marked feature of this ancient civilization क्या था? Numerous sculptures, seals, potteries, jewelries found at the excavation sites Harappan and Mohenjo-daro. The two major sites of the civilization are among the earliest and the final example of urban civic planning. So यहाँ पे बताया जा रहा है जो हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन है, अगर हम लेट्स ड्रॉ द मैप ऑफ इंडिया, आई एम ड्राइंग अ वेरी रफ मैप जस्ट फॉर द अंडरस्टैंडिंग पर्पस। सो अगर हम ये मैप लेते हैं तो इंडस सिविलाइजेशन तो था वो वेस्टर्न पार्ट में इंडिया के और नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न, आई एम सो सॉरी, you can say in this area the Harappan civilization was situated. This was the entire area of the Harappan civilization, and it was situated on the on the bank of river Indus. River Indus पे ये situated था, and this civilization existed in the second half of the third millennium BC. Okay, तो इसको हम लोग हड़प्पन और द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन बोलते हैं। और इस सिविलाइजेशन का सबसे मार्क फीचर क्या था कि हमको एग्जामिनेशन साइट से जब हमने खुदाई किया तो हमको बहुत सारे स्कल्पचर्स, सील्स, पॉटरीज और ज्वेलरीज मिले हैं। और दो जो मेजर साइट इस सिविलाइजेशन का है वो एक है हड़प्पा और एक है मोहनजोदारो। आज के डेट में दोनों ही साइट्स पाकिस्तान में हैं और इनको इन दोनों साइट्स को दे सेट अ ग्रेट एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अर्बन सिविक प्लानिंग। सो तो हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन था वो एक अर्बन सिविलाइजेशन था। Okay. Now moving next, the planned network of roads, houses and drainage system indicates the planning and engineering skills that developed during those times. यहाँ पे बोला जा रहा है कि उस टाइम में हमें जो मिलता है, हमें देखने को मिलता है, वो दिखता है कि एक प्लान नेटवर्क ऑफ रोड्स है, हाउसेस है और ड्रेनेज सिस्टम है इस सिविलाइजेशन में, जो हमें ये बताता है कि कितना यहाँ पे यूज़ हुआ होगा प्लानिंग एंड इंजीनियरिंग स्किल्स का। मूविंग नेक्स्ट, यहाँ पे हम वी आर गोइंग टू सी फ्यू इम्पॉर्टेंट साइट्स ऑफ द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशंस और हम लोगों को वहाँ से क्या क्या मिला है, आर्कियोलॉजिकल फाइंडिंग्स वो देखेंगे। दिस स्लाइड इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट गाइस बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चन इज बीइंग आस्क्ड इन एग्जाम, लाइक दे विल गिव यू सम थिंग लाइक दे विल आस्क यू द ग्रेट बाथ वो कहाँ पे मिला, तो इस तरह से वो हमें चीज़ें पूछते हैं। So this slide is going to be very important. You must write down all these things and remember all these things. Try to. So I will be covering it now. So let's start with Harappan, that is in present day Pakistan. So यहाँ पे हमें जो मिला है वो है 2 rows of 6 granaries with a big platform, stone symbol of lingam and yoni, mother goddess sculptures, wheat and barley in a wooden mortar, dice, copper, scale and mirror, a sculpture of deer, a dog chasing a deer in a bronze metal, a red sandstone meal torso. सो ये सारी चीज़ें हमें हड़प्पा से मिली। इसमें सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट है अ रेड सैंडस्टोन विद मेल टेरोसो, स्कल्पचर ऑफ डॉग चेजिंग अ डियर इन अ मेटल स्टोन, ये मदर गॉडेस स्कल्पचर हमें मिला, स्टोन सिंबल ऑफ लिंगम एंड योनि, 2 rows of 6 greenery and big platform. You have to remember all these, ये हमें मिला है। Then moving to Mohenjo-daro, which is also present in present day Pakistan. यहाँ पे हमको जो मिला है, these are very important. The citadel, the great bath, the great granary, post-cremation burial, sculpture and braided breast, the famous bronze statue of a dancing girl, and Pashupati seal. सो यहाँ पे सिटिडल क्या होता है गाइस, वो मैं आपको बताती हूँ। जो हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन है उसको बोलते हैं वो इस तरह से था। सो अपर पार्ट था, इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं सिटिडल, एंड जो लोअर पार्ट था वो लोअर टाउन बोला जाता है। सो बोला जाता है जो राजा महाराजा या फिर इम्पोर्टेंट पर्सन्स या फिर इम्पोर्टेंट प्लेसेस होते थे वो अपर पार्ट ऑफ द सिटी में रहते थे। तो ये सिटाडेल होता है। तो ये ऐसा हमें कहाँ पे देखने को मिला है, मोहनजोदारो में। तो यहाँ पे हमें सिटाडेल मिला है, द ग्रेट बाथ मिला है, द ग्रेट ग्रीनरी मिला है, ब्रेडेड ब्रेस्ट मिला है, द फेमस डांसिंग गर्ल मिला है, एंड पशुपति सील मिला है। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। नाउ मूविंग नेक्स्ट टू डोलावीरा, दैट इज इन प्रेजेंट डे गुजरात। यहाँ पे हमको ग्रेट जाइंट वाटर रिजर्वियर मिला है, यूनिक वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सिस्टम मिला है, स्टेडियम डैम्स एंड इम्बैंकमेंट्स मिला है, इंस्क्रिप्शन कंप्राइजिंग 10 लार्ज sized sign like an advertisement board. It is the latest Indus Valley city to be discovered. This is the latest city to be discovered. तो यहाँ पे जो हमें इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ें मिली है वो है giant water reservoir, unique water harnessing system, stadium dams and embankments. Now moving next. फिर आते हैं लोथल, जिसको बोला जाता है मैनचेस्टर ऑफ द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन। ये भी है गुजरात में। तो यहाँ पे जो हमें चीज़ें मिली है उसमें है इम्पॉर्टेंट साइट फॉर द नेवल ट्रेड। यहाँ से हमने देखा है कि जो हरप्पन वैली के लोग थे, जो इंडस सिविलाइजेशन के लोग थे, वो नेवल ट्रेड, क्योंकि पुराने ज़माने में तो ट्रेड नेवल यानी कि समुद्र के रास्ते के थ्रू ही होता था, उतना ज़्यादा लैंड का रास्ता डिस्कवर नहीं किया गया था। तो यहाँ से नेवल ट्रेड होता था। तो नेवल ट्रेड होगा तो ऑब्वियसली बात है यहाँ पे डॉकयार्ड भी होगा। तो यहाँ पे क्या है, डॉकयार्ड है, राइस हस्क, फायर एल्टर्स, पेंटेड जार, मॉडर्न डे चेस, टेराकोटा फिगर ऑफ शिप एंड हॉर्स, इंस्ट्रूमेंट फॉर मेजरिंग 45, 90 एंड 180 डिग्री एंगल्स, प्रैक्टिस ऑफ बरियल ऑफ क्रीमेटेड रिमेन्स। ये सब हमें कहाँ मिला है, लूथल में। तो यहाँ की इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ें हो गई नेवल ट्रेड, डॉकयार्ड, राइस हस्क, फायर एल्टस, मॉडर्न डे चेस, इंस्ट्रूमेंट फॉर मेजरिंग 45, 90, 180 डिग्री एंगल्स एंड प्रैक्टिस ऑफ बरियल ऑफ क्रीमेटेड रिमेन्स। ये हो गया। देन मूविंग टू राखी गिरा, दैट इज इन Haryana, the largest site of the Indus Valley Civilization, you can say that is present in India. इंडिया में जो प्रेजेंट है, तो उसमें जो सबसे लार्जेस्ट साइट है वो राखी गिरी है। यहाँ पे हमें मिला है ग्रेनरी, सीमेंट्री, ड्रेन्स, टेराकोटा ब्रिक्स। इट इज़ कॉल्ड द प्रोविंशियल कैपिटल ऑफ द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन। तो इसको हमने इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन का प्रोविंशियल कैपिटल भी बोला गया है। देन मूविंग टू रोपर, दैट इज़ इन पंजाब। यहाँ पे हमें मिला है डॉग बरीड विथ ह्यूमन इन अ ओवल पिट बरियल्स। यहाँ पे हमें जो मिला वो हमने देखा कि डॉग्स को ह्यूमन के साथ बरी कर दिया गया। कैसे, इन अ ओवल पिट बरियल्स में। कॉपर एक्स, रोपर इज द फर्स्ट Harappan site of independent India. First Harappan site of independent India. First site to be exhibited after independence. Okay. Then moving to Balathal and Kalibangan, that is in Rajasthan. यहाँ पे हमें मिला है बैंगल फैक्ट्री, टॉय कार्ट, बोन्स ऑफ कैमल, डेकोरेटेड ब्रिक्स, सिटाडेल एंड लोअर टाउन, ये भी मिला है, एंड फायर एल्टर मिला है। तो जो राजस्थान में हमें जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ें मिली है वो बैंगल फैक्ट्री हो गया हमारा, बोन्स ऑफ कैमल हो गया, सिटाडेल एंड लोअर टाउन मिला, फायर एल्टर मिला। तो इंडिया में हमें सिटाडेल कहाँ पे मिल रहा है, राजस्थान में। सिटाडेल मैंने अभी बताया आपको कि अपर एंड द लोअर टाउन वाला कॉन्सेप्ट, तो वो हमें राजस्थान में मिला है। और प्रीवियस स्लाइड में हमने देखा कि ये हमें कहाँ पे मिला है, द सिटाडेल मोहनजोदारो पाकिस्तान में मिला है। देन मूविंग टू सरकोटड़ा, जो कि गुजरात में आता है। यहाँ पे हमें फर्स्ट एक्चुअल रिमेन्स ऑफ हॉर्स बोन्स, ये क्वेश्चन गाइस एग्जाम में पूछा जा चुका है, तो आपको ये याद रखना होगा कि फर्स्ट रिमेन्स ऑफ द हॉर्स बोन वो जो हमें मिला है, दैट इज इन सरकोटड़ा गुजरात। देन मूविंग टू बनावली हरियाणा, बनावली हरियाणा, यहाँ पे हमें मिला है टॉय प्लेग, बार्ली ग्रेन्स, lapis lazuli, fire altars, oval-shaped settlement, only city with radial street and oval-shaped settlement. So this is the only city with radial streets and the oval-shaped settlements. Okay, now moving to Alamgiripur, that is in Uttar Pradesh. So this is the easternmost site of the Indus Valley Civilization, and major findings are broken blade made of copper, ceramic items, impression of cloths on a trough trough सो ये यहाँ की मेजर फाइंडिंग्स है. नाउ मूविंग टू मेहरगढ़ पाकिस्तान. यहाँ पे हमें जो मिला है वो है पॉटरी एंड कॉपर टूल्स. So, talking about Chornudaro, that is in present-day Pakistan, this is the only Indus city without a citadel. यहाँ पे citadel नहीं है, तो it is the only Indus city without. Mark the word, that is without a citadel. Bread making factory and use of lipsticks has been found. So these are the foundings of this place. Now moving next. So next is कोट तेजी, that is in Pakistan. यहाँ से हमें जो मिला है वो है टार, status of bull, mother goddess. Then moving to सक्ता गांदूर, that is in Pakistan. यहाँ पे हमें मिला है bangles of clay. Then moving to Balu, that is in Haryana. यहाँ पे हमें मिला है various plant remains has been found. Earliest evidence of garlic. यहाँ पे हमें मिला है garlic का evidence. कहाँ पे? हरियाणा में. Then Daimabad, that is in Maharashtra. ये है southern most site of Indus Valley Civilization. Bronze sculptures including a bronze chariot has been discovered. Then Kerala no Doro, that is in Gujarat. यहाँ पे salt producing center of the Indus Valley Civilization. Salt का production यहाँ पे देखा गया है. Then coming to Kotwala, that is in Pakistan. Earliest evidence of furnace यहाँ पे मिला है हमें. Then Mand Indus, that is present in Jammu and Kashmir. यहाँ पे that is the northernmost site of the Indus Valley Civilization. तो guys, हमने यहाँ पे most important places of the Indus Valley Civilization को देखा, जिसमें हमने देखा कि उसका जो northernmost site है वो मांड है. southernmost में हमने देखा वो है दैमाबाद बाद महाराष्ट्र में हो गया. ये आपका जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में हो गया. और इधर हमने देखा था आलमगिरीपुर जो कि यूपी में था, वो आपका ईस्टर्न साइड था. तो ये इस तरह से काफ़ी एक वाइड रेंज को जो इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन है वो कवर कर रहा था. ये सारी चीज़ें हैं. ये सारे स्लाइड्स में क्या क्या कहाँ पे फाइंडिंग्स मिले हैं हमें याद रखना होगा. दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, तो आप इसको देख सकते हैं, नोट कर सकते हैं और याद रख सकते हैं. नाउ कमिंग टू अगेन द आर्किटेक्चर इन द हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन. तो यहाँ पे हमने थोड़ा सा भी देखा था कि कैसे ये एक अर्बन सिविलाइजेशन है और यहाँ के रोड, ड्रेनेज सिस्टम, हाउसेस बहुत ही प्लान्ड और प्रॉपर वे में बनाए हुए हैं. तो उसी को आगे कंटिन्यू करते हैं. यहाँ पे बताता है कि रिमार्केबल सेंस ऑफ टाउन प्लानिंग. सो इसका एक बहुत अच्छा फीचर था, दैट वाज अ रिमार्केबल सेंस ऑफ टाउन प्लानिंग. द टाउन वाज laid in a rectangular grid pattern. The towns were laid on the rectangular grid pattern. The roads run in a north-south or the east-west direction and cut each other at the right angle. Mainly three types of buildings. Three types of building यहाँ पे present थे, has been found in the excavation sites. क्या क्या टाइप्स के? एक तो dwelling houses हो गए, एक public buildings हो गए और एक था public baths. So three types of buildings were dwelling houses जहाँ पे लोग रहते थे. एक public building होगा जैसे aristocrats का, जहाँ पे ऑफिस के कामकाज ऐसा कुछ होता होगा. और तीसरा हो गया public bath, जो हमने great bath देखा था मोहनजोदारो में. Then coming to the Harappan used burnt mud brick यूज करते थे for standardized dimensions for the purpose of construction. The city was divided into two parts, an upper citadel and the lower part of the city. This way, which I explained. The upright citadel is the western part, was used for constructing buildings of large dimensions such as granaries, administrative buildings, pillared halls and courtyards. तो citadel का use कैसे होता था? granaries के लिए, administrative buildings के लिए, pillared halls and courtyards के लिए. Some of the buildings in the citadel might have been the residence of the rulers and aristocrats. So citadel might have been even used as the residence of the rulers and the aristocrats. However, Indus Valley civilization site do not have large monumental structures such as temples or palaces for rulers, unlike Egyptian and Mesopotamian civilization. So here we do not find any evidence of large palaces and temples like we do in the Egyptian and the Mesopotamian civilization for the residents of it could be anything like palaces or temples हम लोगों को यहाँ पे नहीं मिलता है. Now, the next is the granaries were intelligently designed with strategic air ducts and raised platforms which helped in storing of grains and protecting them from pests. So, granaries were basically designed in a very strategic way where we have places for air ducts and it was on the raised platform so that we can protect it from the pest. An important feature of the Harappan civilization is the prevalence of public bath, which indicates the importance of ritualistic cleaning in the culture. So it says that this is very marked feature of the Harappan civilization where we see the prevalence of public bath. It could be a symbol of ritualistic cleaning of the culture. And the most famous feature of a public bath is the Great Bath. That is excavated remains of मोहनजोदारो. So public bath में भी जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है वो है ग्रेट बाथ मोहनजोदारो का. ये हमें ऐसा इमेजिन करते हैं ये यहाँ पे क्लीनलीनेस को बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट दिया गया है इस सिविलाइजेशन में, इसीलिए हमेशा हमें पब्लिक बाथ्स बहुत देखने को मिलता है. In the lower part of the city, small one-roomed houses have been found, which might have been used as the quarters of the working class people. So, in the lower part of the city, mostly the working class people used to live, which lived in the one-roomed houses. Some of the houses have stairs, which indicate they might have double stories. So, some houses have even staircases, which say that were double-story buildings. Mostly buildings have private wells and properly ventilated bathrooms. So most of the houses have private well and properly ventilated bathroom. Again you see like here they are giving more importance to cleanliness. The most striking feature of the Harappan civilization is the advanced drainage system. The small drains run from each house and were connected to the larger drain running alongside the main road. The drains were covered loosely to allow regular cleaning and maintenance. So this shows again the importance of cleanliness, which says that they had a very advanced drainage system. From each house they run a small drain that connects to the from each house there come a small drain that connects to the main drain along the main road. The drains were covered loosely to allow regular cleaning and maintenance. It was covered, but it was covered loosely so that it can be cleaned and maintained regularly. The cesspits were placed at regular intervals. So you see again, like cesspits are placed at the regular intervals. The importance placed on hygiene, both personal and public, is quite impressive. Presence of wells have also been observed at many sites. So wells have also been present at many sites. So these were most striking features of the Indus Valley civilization. Now moving to the sculptures of the Indus Valley civilization. Here we will be talking about the kind of sculptures that we have excavated from the Indus Valley civilization site. Most commonly found were seals. We have found a lot of seals, bronze figures and potteries. So coming to seals. Most of the seals are square but triangular, rectangular and circular seals were also being used. So we have found all types of seals like square, triangular, rectangular and circular, but most of them were square. Steatite, a soft stone, most common material used to make seal. So this was the steatite was the most common material which was used to make the seals. Some instance of gold and ivory seals have also been found. Most of the seals have inscription in pictographic script which is yet to be deciphered. The script was written mostly from left to right but bi-directional writing style, that is right to left on the one line, from one line they are writing from right to left and left to right on the another line. So this is saying that most of the seal discovered are pictographic, that they have some pictures on it which is yet to be deciphered, which has not been deciphered completely. And the script written are bidirectional. That one line is written from right to left, and the other line is written from left to right. Animal impressions were also there, generally five, which were carved in tableau on the surface. So on the seal we even see the animal impressions. The common animal motifs were unicorn, hump bull, rhinoceros, tiger, elephant, buffalo, bison, goat, markhor, ibex, crocodile, etc. However, no evidence of cow has been found on any seal. So these are the common animals which were found on the seal, but there is no evidence of cow on any seal. Okay. So if the question comes like, do we have the evidence of cow in the Indus Valley civilization? Then no, because there is no evidence of cow. Now, generally the seals had an animal or the human figure on the one side, and inscription on the opposite side, or inscription on both the side. So these were the common feature through which the seals were made, like animal or the human figure on the one side and inscription on the other side, or even inscription on both the sides. But some seals had inscription on a third side as well. Inscription on the third side. So if seals are like this, so you can consider it's two-dimensional. So this side we have some inscription or a animal or the human figure, and the back side, and this is the third side, like the side view. Yeah, in that also sometimes inscriptions are there. Seals were primarily used for commercial purpose and helped in communication. So see, what was the purpose with which these seals have been made? So they were made primarily for the commercial purpose. But commercial purpose के लिए बना है seals. ये आपको पता कैसे चलता है? Now I will tell you that. Discovery of various seals in Mesopotamia and various sites such as Luthor indicates the seals were extensively used for trade. Because we have found such seal at Harappan Civilization and same kind of seal we have found at Mesopotamia and Luthor, so that indicates that might be there some trade going on between these, these places. That's why there is an exchange of, we can see the similar seals. So so there it says that it might be used for the trade purpose. Some seals with a hole on them, there were some seals on which we can see a hole. Like these are the seal and we can see a hole in it. They have been found on the dead bodies, indicating it is used as a amulets. Okay, it is found on the dead body. Now the mathematical images have also been found on some seals which might have been used for educational purpose as well. Seals with a symbol similar to swastik design has also been discovered. So here we get to know that seals are basically used for two purposes. This we imagine. One is for the trade and other can be used for the educational purpose, because we have found some mathematical images on some seals. Okay, even a seal with a swastik design has also been found. Now moving next. One of the important seal of this era is Pashupati seal. This seal is very important. So what are the findings of the seal? A statite seal discovered at Mohenjo-daro depicts a human figure or a deity sitting cross-legged. So this seal has a human figure which can be a deity. It is sitting in a cross-legged position. The figure refers to the Pashupati, wears a three-horned headgear and is surrounded by animals. So Pashupati, the human depicted in the seal, is the Pashupati, and he is surrounded by animals. Which all animals are there? An elephant and a tiger are there on the left side of the figure, and a rhino and a buffalo are seen on the right side. Okay, and two antelopes are shown below the seat of the figure. So if they ask like which all animals are there, so elephant, tiger, rhino, buffalo, and two antelopes. These are the animals present in the Pashupati seal. Now moving to the bronze figure. So this is also an striking feature of the Indus Valley civilization. So what was that and how it is being prepared? I will be telling you this now. So Harappan civilization was a wide-scale practice of bronze casting. It is also called bronze casting. The bronze statues were made using lost wax technique or a silver plating. So what is this lost wax technique? In this technique, wax figures were coated with wet clay and allowed to dry. So suppose I have drawn a figure with a wax. First I am drawing it with wax, and then I am making a layer of wet clay around it, and I'm letting it dry. So the clay coated figure are then heated and allow the wax inside to melt. So now this clay, I'm heating it. So what will happen if I'm providing excess heat to this wax will melt. This wax is getting melted. Wax is getting melted, and the wax is then poured out through a tiny hole, and liquid metal is poured inside the hollow mold. So if I'm providing heat to this clay part, so wax is getting melted. Now I'm pouring this wax out through a little hole, and what I will do, I will pour in this hole, I will pour liquid metal. I will put liquid metal in this hole. Okay, so after the metal has cooled down and solidified, the clay coat is removed and a metal figure of the same shape as the wax is obtained. So now the liquid metal is poured. Now I will give some time, leave it for some time, and the liquid metal will solidify. Now once it is solidified, I will remove this clay part. I will be removing it, and now I get a figure that has same shape and size as the wax figure. Okay, so I have obtained a metal figure that was of the same shape as the wax figure. Got it? So this is the procedure through which this is called bronze casting or the lost wax technique. So examples are bronze dancing girl of the Mohenjo-daro and the bronze bull of the Kali Bangal. These are the two examples of the bronze casting. Now moving to terracotta. Terracotta refers to the use of fire-baked clay for making sculptures. What is terracotta? So in this what happens, like we are baking the clay. We are fire-baked clay uh, we used for making the sculptures. Compared to the bronze figure, the terracotta sculptures found are less in number and crude in shape and form. They are made using pinching method and have been found mostly in the south of Gujarat and Kalibangan, that is in Rajasthan. Rajasthan. So terracottas are less as compared to the bronze figures. Okay, and these are mostly found in the Gujarat and Rajasthan. Examples of terracotta are Mother Goddess, Mask of the Horn Deity, toys, etc. So terracotta is basically nothing but the fire baked clay. Now moving to some potteries. We have also found a lot of potteries at the Indus Valley Civilization. So the potteries found at the excavation sites can be broadly classified into two kinds. So it is classified into two kinds. The one is the plain pottery and other one is the printed pottery. The printed pottery is also known as the red and the black pottery. So printed pottery is also known as red and black pottery, as it is used red color to paint the background and glossy black paint was used to draw design and figures on the red background. So we are drawing a pot in which the background is red, and then we are using a glossy black paint to draw the figures. And what all figures we used to draw, trees, birds, animal figures, and geometrical patterns were the recurring theme of the painting. So these were basically the recurring theme of the painting. Do you get that? Like in the painted pottery, we have more importantly and mostly known as the red and the black pottery. Why it is known as the red and black? Because the background is red and we are doing painting with the black color. So what was the purpose? What was the uses of the potteries? How did these people use potteries? So potteries were used for three main purposes. What was the purpose? The plain pottery were used for household purpose, mainly storage of grains and water. So plain pottery they used for the household purpose to store food and water. Okay, then moving to the miniature vessels, generally less than half an inch in size, were used for decorative purpose. So second use was decorative purpose. First was the household purpose and the second was the decorative purpose. These are the miniature vessels, generally less than half an inch in size. Okay, And now the third one is some of the potteries were used as perforated with a large hole in the bottom and a small hole across the sides. They might have been used for stirring liquor. So there was some pottery like this, okay, and there are is holes at the sides and even large hole at the bottom. So they are basically used for stirring the liquor. So these are the three purposes for which potteries were used. Now, the last slide we have about the ornaments that have been found at the Indus Valley civilizations. So here we will be talking about the Indus ornaments. So the Harappans used a large variety of materials from precious metals and gemstones to bones. They have and even baked clay to make ornaments. So at Harappan civilization, we see that they have used various kind of metals, from precious stones to gemstones to bones and even baked clay they have used for making ornaments. And ornaments were worn by both men and women. Both men and women wore ornaments like necklace, fillets, armlets, and finger rings. These ornaments were worn by both men and women, but there were few specific ornaments which were worn only by the women. So what are those ornaments? These are girdles, earrings and anklets. You must remember this. If they ask like what are those specific ornaments which are worn only by the women, so it comes under girdles, earrings and anklets. Now for fabric, the Harappans used cotton and wool. So we have seen people of the Harappan civilization wearing the clothes of cotton and wool. Last thing is the people of this time were conscious of fashion. These were fashion conscious people. Like how we come to understand like they are conscious people, fashion conscious people, because it can be inferred from the different style of hair and braid. So we see people of this civilization used to keep different kind of hairstyles and beard. Okay, so basically guys, this was the end of the video, and here we have talked about the Harappan civilizations, their architecture, sculptures and potteries, and we have seen like ornaments, seals, terracotta figures, bronze casting technique and architecture, how it was they have a very definite urban civic planning. They have importance given importance to the hygiene and all. So everything regarding the Harappan civilization is covered in this video. You can watch this video again guys, and you can remember all those places of the Harappan civilization and what all findings we have found during the excavation. So this is the first part of the video of guys Indian architecture. In this video we were covering about the ancient, and we will continue with the Mauryan civilization in the next video. I hope you like this video guys. Till the time, keep watching and do like the video and subscribe to my channel and share this video as much as you can. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching.